You need to burn away that horrible bit there. Otherwise it's going to get infected and fester. I know you don't like fire, but if you don't do it right...
No fire.
It won't hurt that much.
No fire! No reward's worth this much trouble. We should never laid eyes on you. You say your brother gave you that sword. My brother gave me this. Pressed me to the fire like I was a nice, juicy mutton chop.
Why?
Thought I stole one of his toys. I didn't steal it, I was just playing with it. But the worst thing was that it was my brother who did it. And my father, who protected him, told everyone my bedding caught fire.
Let me wash it out. And help you sew it up, at least.
Oh, they're actually going to get on now.
Can I get you anything else?
No, this will do nicely, thank you. Kidney pie is wonderful.
Thanks.
Oh.
I'll do my best. Don't get me started on the gravy. Very difficult to get right. Do a lot of people give up on the gravy? You cannot give up on the gravy.
Fair play. Gravy all the way.
We're looking for someone.
Someone in particular? Maybe they came in here. A lot of people come in here. I mean, just the other day we had 17
A girl,
pie.
tall, red hair, very pretty. Her name is Sansa Stark, but she may be using a different name.
Starks? What, like them lot from Winterhell?
Winterhell.
No, ain't seen anyone like that.
The Lannisters want Lady Sansa. The Lannisters have money. People kill for money. I don't think we should be telling people we're searching for Lady Sansa.
Can I have a word?
What about? Not kidney pie?
You seem like a proper lady. You know, someone who could be trusted. Never met no Sansa Stark. But I know her sister. Arya.
No one's seen Arya Stark since her father was beheaded. She's presumed dead.
She went when I last spoke to her.
When was that?
Heading up north for the Night's Watch. She was all dressed up as a boy. Or like your ladyship, only without the armour. Going by the name Harry.
So what happened to her?
Well,
The quick version.
the Lannisters took us prisoner. We escaped. And the Brotherhood took us prisoner. They sold me to the innkeep. They were going to sell Arya to her mother at Riverrun, along with another prisoner. Big ugly fella. Foul mouth and a face like a half-burnt ham. Not friendly.
The Hound.
That's the one.
You were saying?
Well, take her to the Eyrie, my lady.
Why the earring?
Her aunt, Lysa Arryn. Catelyn Stark's sister. She's Arya's last living relative with money.
Sansa could be there too.
Aye, my lady. Could be.
You sure about this?
No.
All right. Oh, he might fight for him.
You'd be back at the brothel at this hour.
What if he fights for him?
I'm with an absolutely stunning blonde the other day. Cersei approached me. We spoke a great deal about her daughter. How worried your sister is about her. She was trying very hard to pretend she had not come to sway me against you. I think she may have even believed it herself. It was difficult for her to hide her true intentions. It is rare to meet a Lannister who shares my enthusiasm for dead Lannisters. She desperately wants to see you killed.
She didn't need to bother you. It looks as though I've taken care of that myself. She's wanted this for a long time.
Yes, I know. We met, you and I, many years ago. You had just been born. The whole way from Dorne, all anyone talked about was the monster that had been born to Tywin Lannister. A head twice the size of his body, a tail between his legs, claws, one red eye. The privates of both a girl and a boy.
That would have made things so much easier.
When we met your sister, she promised she would show you to us. Every day we would ask, every day she would say, soon. Then she and your brother took us to your nursery and she unveiled the free. We didn't try to hide our disappointment. That's not a monster, I told Cersei. That's just a baby. And she said he killed my mother. And she pinched your little cock so hard I thought she might pull it off until your brother made her stop. It doesn't matter, she told us. Everyone says he will die soon. I hope they are right.
Sooner or later, Cersei always gets what she wants.
And what about what I want? Justice. for my sister and her children.
Yes, he's going to do it.
You want justice? You've come to the wrong place.
I want to bring those who have wronged me to justice, and all those who have wronged me are right here. I will begin with Sir Gregor Clegane. I will be your champion.
Yes! Oh, so good. Oh, winter's coming. Wow. What's the bet? And he smashes it all in.
Hello, Robin.
What are you doing?
I'm building my home, Winterfell.
When will you go back?
Probably never. My family doesn't live there anymore, and someone burned it down.
Does Winterfell have a moon door?
No, I'm afraid not. It's not high up in the mountains, it's down on the ground.
That sounds dangerous. Let's put a moon door in your Winterfell.
All right.
It can go in here, in this big
Be
palace.
careful.
It was already ruined because it didn't have a moon door. I was fixing it.
Knocking things down isn't fixing them, it's ruining them.
I didn't ruin it.
You're being stupid.
I didn't ruin it.
Robin, I'm sorry.
That was a bit over the top, wasn't it?
If he tells Aunt Lysa,
Let me worry about Aunt Lysa.
why did you really kill Joffrey? Tell me why.
I loved your mother more than you could ever know. Given the opportunity, what do we do to those who've hurt the ones we love? You're more beautiful than she ever was.
Lord Baelish.
Call me Peter.
Oh, crap. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no.
You wanted to see me, Aunt Lysa?
Come here, Sansa.
This isn't good.
Do you know how far the fall is?
No.
Neither do I precisely. Hundreds of feet. I know what you did.
I'm so sorry, Aunt Lysa. I never should have hit Robin. I know it. I promise it won't
Be
happen.
coy with me, you little whore. You kissed him. You kissed Peter.
I didn't. You don't understand.
I saw you.
Kiss me. I pulled a
Liar! Whore! He is mine! Look down! Look down! Look down! Look down!
Push her off.
Let her go.
You want her? I lied for you. I killed for you. Why did you bring her here? Why?
Send her away. Let her go, Lysa.
Is he gonna kick her off?
My sweet, silly wife.
He is, isn't he? He is.
I have only loved one woman. Only one. My entire life.
He's going for a ride.
Your sister.
Whoa! And that was Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 7, Mockingbird, which I've now realised is Littlefinger's emblem, isn't it? It's the Mockingbird, yeah. I got it now, I get it. What an amazing episode again. These episodes they are so good at the minute. First of all, we had Jaime went to see Tyrion. Fantastic scene, really well written scene again. Most of the Tyrion stuff is, to be fair. And Jaime basically said that Cersei has got the Mountain as her champion to fight. So we finally got to see him as well. He's a beast. He's huge. And obviously he's not the same actor that played him before, was it? When they back in season 1, because that was the last time we saw him. I don't even know, did you see his face? I can't remember. It was definitely not the same guy though. And yeah. And so Jaime's basically said to him, look, I would be your champion. He said, but I can't fight with my left hand. I can't beat anyone with it. So reluctantly, he's had to sort of say, that he can't be his champion. And so he went and Tyrion asked him if he would go and get Bronn for him. So Bronn turns up, and a couple of days later, I think, and said that Cersei's offered him this bride, and what else was it she offered him? Something else, anyway, riches and all that kind of stuff. But he said he would still fight, he would still be Tyrion's champion, but he'd have to put up a lot of money, because he basically thinks it's going to be very difficult or near impossible to beat the Mountain. So you know, long story short, they basically parted ways. A very emotional scene when they went, because Tyrion sort of shook hands and just wouldn't let go of his hand, because they've been through a lot together, those two. And I think Bronn probably thinks it's probably the last time he's going to see him, to be honest. So that was a bit sad to see that. So Bronn leaves, and then later on we get Oberyn turn up, Prince Oberyn, and I kind of clicked almost straight away when he walked in, because obviously he wants a go at the Mountain, doesn't he? So he is going to be Tyrion's champion, which is going to be it's going to be amazing if he beats him. I don't want him to lose, because I'm really starting to warm to Oberyn now. I actually quite like him, and I really hope over the fight that happens, and I hope that he really does beat the Mountain. And there was a horrible story that Oberyn was telling Tyrion about when he first met Tyrion, when Tyrion was a baby, that he'd heard these stories about this monster that had been born, and this was a horrible episode. And I keep thinking that when you see Peter Dinklage acting that part, you kind of think that it's a lot of what's actually happened in his real life that he's pouring out, because he's such an amazing actor. And when these parts are gut-wrenching, they're horrible, and I guarantee that if you ask Peter Dinklage, he's been through similar sort of things when he's grown up as a child. It must have been horrible for him. But anyway, getting back to the story, where Prince Oberyn tells him that these legends of this monster that was born, you know, with claws and a red eye and all this kind of stuff. And when Cersei eventually showed him the newborn baby, he said it's just a baby, you know. And he said that she did this horrible thing where she grabbed hold of his cock and just pinched it and pulled it, and, you know, and it's just awful. She's pure evil. She's really, really demented and horrible. And I think that's part of it as well, that Oberyn just wants revenge on the Lannisters. He really does, and he's going to start with the Mountain. And I hope he wins. I really hope he wins, because he hasn't been in this very long. And I've got no idea how long he's in the series for. But I really hope he does kill the Mountain. I really do. We saw a scene where Jon returned to Castle Black after kicking Carl's ass, and obviously Lord Thorne was there, you know, and Jon suggested that they block up the passage from where the gate is, you know, that leads through the wall. And Thorne was having none of it, absolutely none of it. He goes, no. He even asked the guy next to him who's in charge of the building. He didn't really give him much options. He said, what do you think? And he just stared at him, so he knew that he had to say, no, we won't do it. So, yeah, they're not going to block it up. And you know that's a stupid mistake. The Thorne just I don't know if he's really thick, or if he literally just doesn't care. You know, I mean, there's 100,000 wildlings. I don't think it's probably that many, but there's going to be a lot, and they've got giants, and that gate's not going to last 5 minutes. So I think it's going to be the end of Castle Black in future episodes, because I can't. There is no other answer, is there? Nothing's going to happen that's going to change this. So yeah, I think we could be seeing the end of Castle Black, and I think that could be the last episode in this season, or episode 9, because episode 9 is always really good. 9 and 10 are always like the best. So I think that's what's going to happen. The wildlings are going to reach the wall, and they're going to break through the gate. And yeah, it's not going to be a good ending for any of them, I don't think. We had a scene with Melisandre and Stannis' wife. I must remember her name. And Melisandre's basically said that she wants her daughter Shireen as a sacrifice in so many words. She didn't say it outright, but that's what she meant. Whoa, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. That's no. And I'm pretty sure that Stannis won't have that either. I'm assuming he's going to be back soon, because I know he went to Bravos, didn't he? There's no way he's going to agree to that, and this is going to be a real test for him, I think, because at the minute he's just agreed to everyone that she's wanted to sacrifice. He's just agreed to it. Will he really agree to his own daughter, though? I just don't think so. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens there. We had quite a bit of Brienne and Pod this episode. They're on their adventures on their way to Castle Black, and they pulled in at the inn, the same inn that Hot Pie worked in, which is quite cool. So they're eating their dinner, Hot Pie's chatting away, and Brienne just asked, you know, do you see the Starks, any of the Starks or anything like that? And he basically he kind of panicked a bit and kind of changed the subject and just walked off. So when Brienne and Pod were getting their horses ready outside, Hot Pie kind of came out and said, Look, I've not met Sansa Stark before, but I know I've got to get her name right. I've been calling her Arya the whole time, and it's not, is it? It's Ara. It's Ara. I can't believe I get that wrong. I can't believe any of you didn't tell me that either. So, but yeah, he knew Arya Stark, and so he got the information out of her that where she might be going, and no, all he knew was that she'd been taken by the Brotherhood, wasn't it, with the Hound, and that's the last time he saw her. So then Pod had the idea that that she might be going to her aunt's house again at the Vale. So now they're going there, that seems to be now the new place where everyone's kind of zoning into. So this is going to be very interesting, I think, because it all went on at the Vale, but I'll get to that in a minute. So we had a really good bit of Ara and the Hound. They came across this house that was all just smouldering, where it had been set fire. And there's this poor old guy who'd been stabbed in the stomach, and he was very near to death. It's a very slow way to die, as was pointed out by the Hound. And then they had a brief chat with him, and the Hound just basically stabbed him. You know, I think that was going to happen. I think that was the best way to go, to be honest. He'd given him some water beforehand. He didn't do it. He wasn't being an arsehole when he did it. I think he was putting him out of his misery. And then literally they got attacked by these two guys, and one bit the Hound on the neck. He broke his neck straight away, dealt with him, and then Ara recognised the other guy, who was one of the ones that was going to Castle Black. They were in that cage thing. And he was the real nasty one that was saying what to do certain things to her. And Hound said to him, "What's your name?" And he said his name, and that then meant that Ara could then kill him, and she did it. She just stuck a sword straight through him. So yeah, that was quite a good scene. And then later on, they're sat, and the Hound's trying to deal with this wound that he's got that's starting to fester. And Ara says that she'll burn it and cauterise it for him. And of course he freaked out. There's no fire. He's paranoid about fire. And then he confessed, what had happened to him, how he got the burns and everything. And they really started getting on. And then it ended up with her sort of cleaning the wound with some water, and then started to stitch it. So they are really getting on now. And I hope she drops his name from the list that she keeps saying every night now. Because that's the best that they've got on, I think, so far. That's definitely the closest they've been getting on. So I'm really hoping that they kind of carry on like that. And I guess they are still going to the Vale. So that's cool. Oh, and another thing, he just found out that Joffrey had died as well. He didn't know that. I completely forgot they didn't even know that. So yeah, you've seen his face when he found that out. That was quite cool. That's another one off of her list now as well. There's some Dany action. Her and Dario got it on. And Jara, is that how you say his name? I think it is. And Jara sort of clocked him coming out of her room as he was going to see her, so he kind of knew what had happened. And he went up there and managed to convince Dany that, because Dany is going to send all the second sons to Yunkai to take it again, and she specifically said, kill every master. But Jorah kind of pointed out to her that she needs to stop this sort of mentality, because if that was the mentality that's a good mentality, he would have been killed by Ned way back. And he talked her around, and she basically said to him to let Dario know that he has to take the son of the master that she. Why can't I remember that word? Crucified. Jesus Christ! Crucified. Dany has now told Jara that he has to let Dario know that he's to take the son from the master that she crucified. The one that she let take down, that she's to take him with him when he goes to Yunkai, to give all the masters a choice and let him speak on sort of their behalf, if you like. Say either it's Dany's way or that's it, you're all dead. So that should be quite an interesting one. I guess we are going to see that happen. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. And finally we had the Littlefinger story and the Sansa story. Kind of started with, you see Sansa building Winterfell out of snow, which would look quite cool actually. And then Lysa's son came and a bit of an argument. He accidentally knocked it. I don't think he actually intentionally knocked it over. But Sansa went a little bit over the top with it, I think, and then he started shouting because he's never been spoken to like that before. And then she slapped him, which again was a little bit over the top. And he went running off. And then Littlefinger had seen what had happened and came down and said, "Don't worry about it. I'll sort Lysa out. No problem." She should have done that to him ages ago, anyway. And then he kind of confessed why he had killed Joffrey, and it was vengeance because of Cat. What happened with Cat? And I don't think that's 100% it. I think it's also the reason that he wants to get with Sansa and all that kind of stuff. And he kissed her. Now she didn't pull away. He kissed her, and Lysa was watching it. And I thought, oh no, this is a nightmare. And then later on, Sansa's called to Lysa's room, sort of thing, and there's that big moon drop thing, and she grabbed hold of Sansa and was almost pushing her over, just losing her shit, totally losing it. And Peter Baelish walks in and stops her from pushing her over, and he holds Lysa in his arms, and I sort of knew what was going to happen there. It was all building up to it. He didn't really have much choice, really, did he? He couldn't get out of that. She'd seen him kiss her, and he confessed to Lysa that the only person he'd ever loved really was Cat, and with that he just pushed her off, and that's how it ended. So God knows what's going to happen in the next episode. I hope they do go back to that, because wow, that's going to open up a whole can of worms, that is. So yes, that was about it in a nutshell. Brilliant episode, absolutely brilliant episode. And yeah, I shall see you in the next episode, which is The Mountain and the Viper, and I already know what that's about. I can't wait to see that. So yes, I shall see you in the next episode. Until then, please take care of yourselves, look after each other, and I shall see you really soon. Bye.